She saw his name again. Elena wasn't expecting anything unusual that morning. The apartment was quiet, just like every other day. The soft morning light slipped through the window and rested on the small table where her coffee was waiting. Steam slowly rose from the cup, fading into the air. She picked up her phone the way she always did. Not with excitement, not with curiosity, just out of habit. Most mornings were the same, a few notifications, a news alert, maybe an email from work. Nothing personal. But today was different. As she unlocked the screen, a name appeared that made her pause. Daniel. For a moment, Elena didn't move. Her thumb hovered over the screen as if touching it might make the name disappear. It had been 2 years. 2 full years since she had last seen that name on her phone. Their last conversation hadn't been dramatic. There was no fight, no final goodbye. Just a slow distance that grew quietly between them. A few missed replies. A few messages left unanswered, and eventually, silence. Elena had convinced herself she was okay with that. People move on. Life gets busy. Not every connection is meant to last forever. But seeing his name again made something inside her shift. She placed the phone down next to her coffee and stared at the window. Outside, a bus passed slowly down the street. A man walked his dog. Somewhere in the distance, a car door closed. But inside the apartment, everything felt strangely still. After a few seconds, she picked up the phone again. The notification wasn't a message. It was something much simpler. Daniel had viewed her profile, just that. No words, no explanation. Yet somehow that small detail felt heavier than a conversation. Why today? Why now? Eleanor leaned back in her chair and let out a quiet breath. Her mind began filling the silence with questions she knew had no answers. Maybe it meant nothing. Maybe he was simply scrolling through old contacts. Maybe it was an accident, or maybe he had thought about her too. That possibility stayed with her longer than she expected. She opened the app and looked at his profile. The same picture, the same calm expression. But the life behind that image had continued moving forward without her. New job, different city, new experiences she would never hear about. For a moment, she considered sending a message, something simple. Hi, it's been a while. Her fingers even hovered over the keyboard, but then she stopped, not because she was afraid, but because she suddenly realized something. Some names belong to a chapter of our lives that quietly closes, not with noise, not with anger, just with time. Eleanor locked her phone and picked up her coffee. The coffee was still warm. Outside the window, the day continued as if nothing had happened. But somewhere in the quiet space between past and present, Eleanor felt something settle gently in her heart. Not regret, not sadness, just a quiet understanding. Sometimes a name appears again, only to remind us how far we've come.